this topic, page number 91 of chapter 8, the structure of cell. And in this topic, it is describing that organisms show variety in cell number. The organisms which are seen around, they use the scientists observe the living organisms and they used microscopes which used to magnify, and the colors were used to give to dye them, and then they were observed, and various types of organisms were studied. There are millions of living organisms and they have different shapes and size. Their organs are also different in the shape, size, and the number of cells. So what are the number of cells which is described here? Guess the number of cells in a tall tree. Now, early we know that every organism is made up of many cells. So, if an organism is having many cells, then a tree which is so big or an elephant is so big, it will have large number of large number of cells, and the number runs into millions and trillions. Human body itself has trillions of cells which are different in shape and size. So these are because the cells are very small in size. Different group of cells form a variety of functions. So every living organism has got many cells which together perform different functions. The organisms are made of more than one cell are called multicellular. Now, bigger organisms will have many cells and they are called multicellular organisms, and the number of cells being less in smaller organisms. Bigger organisms will have more cells and smaller organisms will have less cells. And the smaller organisms, in that way, it affects the functioning of the organism. So if an organism is made up of single cell, it does not mean that it will have less function. It will also do functions, but those functions will be done by the same cell. That is the meaning. You will be surprised to know that an organism with billions of cells begins its life as a single cell. An organism which is having large number of cells will have which is made up of large number of cells today was born with single cell, which is the fertilized egg. If you take the structure of a hen, the hen is made up of large number of cells and these cells are single celled, and when these cells are multiplying they keep on adding, it forms a multicellular organisms, which is fertilized egg. So the fertilization topic you will study in reproduction chapter later on. The fertilized egg then multiplies and the number of cells increase. So when a single cell is formed due to fertilization, then a new organism is born which further grows and number of cells keep on increasing. There are some organisms which are unicellular. Here there is a amoeba given and there is a paramecium. Both the organisms are single celled organisms. They are made up of single cell and they are called unicellular. So unicellular organisms do the work just like multicellular organisms, but their parts are functioning as a single cell, like a multicellular organisms. A single celled organism performs all the functions which a multicellular organism can perform. So a single cell organism will not do functions like others, it will do function like any multicellular organism, but its all the functions are done by the same organism. A single cell organism like amoeba, it catches the food, digests the food, breathes, excretes, grows and reproduces. It does all the functions. Similar functions in the multicellular organisms are carried out by a group of special cells. So in this, now we will read that the single cell organisms, their function of life is done by the same cell. One cell will do respiration, the same cell will do excretion, the same cell will grow, reproduce and form parts. In multicellular organisms, there are different organs which do different parts. Like in human beings, we have lungs for breathing, we have stomach for digestion. But in single cell organism, there is a single cell which does all the function. So the functions in a multicellular organisms are carried out by special cells, and these are called tissues. So in activity 8.1, the shape of cell is described, and refer to figure 8.3a. And in this 8.3 where amoeba was shown, the shape appears irregular. Amoeba has no fixed shape, it keeps on changing the shape. Observe the projections of varying length protruding out of its body. These are called the pseudopodia. So what are pseudopodia? Pseudopodia are the parts which are seen in the amoeba. This is the pseudopodia. These leg-like things are the pseudopodia. They help the amoeba to move, and the amoeba moves with the help of these pseudopodia, which are mentioned here. They are called the false feet. These appear and disappear. So they are actually flexible, and they keep on increasing and decreasing in size, and therefore they are called the false feet. Then the next cell is the white blood cell, WBC. It is another example of a single cell organism which can change its shape. It also does not have a fixed shape. It is also a cell. What shape will you expect organisms with millions of cells? Like our body is made up of many cells. So what will be the shape of this? It depends upon the function which the cell is doing. Different cells such as blood, muscle and nerves. There is a picture shown here. This is a blood cell, and this is a nerve cell, and this is the picture of a muscle cells. These are different. You can see that their shapes are different. The blood cells are round, the nerve cells are long, and the muscles are also long, but they are thick in the middle. So cells are found in the body of multicellular organisms. The muscle cells, the different shapes are related to the special functions. It means every organism has got different types of cells, and the shape of a cell decides what work will it do. Like the blood cells are round and they are soft. Why are they round and soft? So that they can move inside the blood vessels easily. Why is this nerve cell long? So that it can send messages. It is very long, it can send messages in our body connected to the brain. The muscle cells are long and very strong to give help in movement. So cells do same type of functions. The different shapes are related to their specific functions. The cells have got shape, and because of this shape they do a particular function. Generally cells are round, spherical or long. They are either round or they are spherical, they are elongated and long. Some of the cells are long and pointed at both ends. Pointed at both ends like the muscle cells. They are pointed, they are long because they have to give support to the muscles and they help in moving. Some of the cells are long and branched. So they are long and branched like this nerve cell. It carries messages. So this one cell is connected to another cell of the same shape, which will be connected here. So from this place another cell will be joined here, which will convey message from one part to this cell. This cell will convey message through its body and it will connect to another cell. So long cells help to, why are these nerve cells long? Because their work is to convey messages. So since the cells have to do a particular work, they have different shape, and they help to control and can coordinate the working of different parts of the body. Which part of the cell gives it shape? So every cell has got a shape. Why are cells having a particular shape? Components of the cell are enclosed in a membrane. Now we will study what are the parts of a cell. This the first part which makes the body of a cell. Like in this round thing, the boundary of this cell is called the cell membrane, which will give it round shape. In this cell, the cells are long because their boundary is long, and this long boundary decides that what is the function of the cell. So the cell membrane provides shape to the cell of plant and animals. They are found not only in animals, they are found in plants also. Then cell wall. So you will study cell wall and this later on also. Cell wall is an additional covering which is found in plant cell. Cell membrane is found in both plant and animal cell, but cell wall is found only in plant cell. This cell wall gives shape and strength to the cell. So why is it found only in plant cell? Because its function is to give strength, and plants do not have bones, or the human beings and the animals have got bones which give strength and which give support to the body. And the cell membrane and the cell, their function is different, but in animal cell there are bones. In plants they do not have bones, so therefore the cell wall does the function of the bone. It gives shape and rigidity to the cells. So cells are of different type, their size is also different. In the next class we will read about the size of the cells, that cells are of different size and their size decides the function which they do. So stay connected and watch the other video and the full playlist of this chapter. The links are given at the end of this video, and during this video you can click, there are sessions which are coming at the top of this. Here you will see there are links which are coming of the same topic. At the end of this video you will get a full playlist of the whole explanation of this chapter. Watch it and stay connected and join for the next class. See you. Goodbye.